It's movie time. Hi, my name is Crystal, and we are the Noodle System. So, as you probably can tell, my lips are not synced up with the picture on the screen. So, do not adjust your settings. It's really just a voiceover that I'm doing right now. So, what we are doing today is going over our favorite movies, only because I did this video a while ago, and now that I'm ready to edit and post it, I realized that we left a lot of our noodles out, and the movie choices that we picked were not quite accurate. We didn't do a very good job double checking. So now that we've double checked it and it's been a few weeks, we feel pretty comfortable with our movie choices. So let's get started. I'm going to first start off with the color noodle, and then I'm going to tell you the name of the movie, and then I'm going to tell you why it's that noodle's favorite movie and how it applies to their personality, because it just makes sense once we started to understand how it represents their personality. All right, so the first movie we have is Inside Out. Inside Out is Maroon's favoriteest movie. Maroon loves the part where it says Goofball Island because Maroon is a little bit of a goofball. The next movie is The Village, and The Village is Red's favorite movie. The reason why Red likes The Village is because it has a lot of order and rules, and they happen to also have the bad color red in that movie, where nobody's allowed to speak of the bad color or see the bad color. It's a really controlled environment that obviously does not work out in the end if you've ever seen it. Sorry if I gave you a spoiler alert, but basically this is very much suiting for Red's personality because she does tend to be a little bit of a bossy control freak with OCD tendencies, type A type personality. So it's a good thing for our system, but it does need to come with, balance and not to the extreme. The next color we have is Peach. Peach's favorite movie is Beaches. Beaches, she really identified with that movie because when Peach was 11 years old, she didn't see her mom again for a very long time. And that mom thing was very much a big, significant part of the story, and she loves that movie to death. The next noodle is Orange, and Orange's favorite movie is Source Code. If you've ever seen Source Code, the goal of that movie needs to be achieved, must be achieved. And so, with Orange Noodle being kind of a goal-oriented target, let's just get it done, no emotions, that's a perfect movie for Orange. I could see why she would choose that. Next we have Gold. Gold is Back to the Future because the future depends on me, and Gold is just a good little golden child, so she's going to do everything in her power to make sure that people who are relying on her, she makes sure things get done. Yellow, that's me. My favorite movie is Wizard of Oz for two reasons. You got the yellow brick road, that's just a coincidence, but mainly it's because Dorothy finds that she's had the power all along. And that's what I know about Crystal. As a system, as a person, as an individual, Crystal's had the power all along, and that's what us Rainbow Noodles are figuring out, is that Crystal is not just one noodle. She is a rainbow of noodles. All right, now we've got Lime. Lime's is 51st Dates. 51st Dates is romantic comedy, but when you watch it to the end, I'm not trying to give any spoiler alerts. Isn't it interesting how he controls her life now? It's very interesting. We can talk more about Lime later. If I haven't talked about it already, I have no idea. All right, and then Green Noodle. Favorite movie is Les Miserables. You know, the musical, Broadway musical, as well as the movie. And that's mainly because there's a couple of songs in there that kind of speak to her heart about fantasy, such as Castle on a Cloud and On My Own, you know, just very much in this other world of wishing she was somewhere else. That really speaks to Green Noodle. The next one is Mint. Mint Noodle's favorite show or movie is The Truman Show, and that's because everybody lied to me. And Mint does hold a lot of trust issues, and I think that's why she really connects with that movie. The next noodle is Teal Noodle, and her favorite movie is The Notebook. And she's always been really connected to this movie because it's the bend over backwards type of mentality. That's not really love, it's not realistic romance, but that's why The Notebook is her favorite movie, is because she's got this unrealistic idea of what romance is. All right, the next movie is The Titanic. That's Cyan. Her favorite movie is Titanic, and that's because it's the saddest love story. The next movie is The Bird Box. Indigo chose this one, and that's because despite the fear, I will push forward. I am strong. It's a very depressing movie. Really, really violent in a lot of ways. Terrible, terrible, terrible triggering movie. If you're not wanting to be triggered, don't watch this. But it actually really spoke to our system, especially Indigo, because of that suicide piece. That suicide piece is really strong with us, and we identify with it a lot when they put it in movies. All right, the purple noodle chose Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You gotta avoid pain at all costs. That's exactly what they do in that movie. They try to avoid the pain at all costs. And that's exactly what Purple does. And then you've got Lilac. The Lilac Noodle, her favorite movie is Adjustment Bureau. And we've talked about Lilac before. She's kind of got this sixth sense where she can see into the future, or at least she thinks she can. And destiny is pre-written in that movie. So it's an interesting movie. If you haven't watched it, go watch Adjustment Bureau. That's her favorite movie. The next one is Magenta. Magenta's favorite movie is The Butterfly Effect. And if you've watched that movie, there's a lot of breaking the rules type of underlining tone, you know, doing things regardless on who it affects. And you learn really quickly that your actions can affect others. And that's what the character in that movie figures out. So Magenta's kind of that way. She's kind of a break the rules sort of noodle. And then you got Pink. Pink Noodle, her favorite is music and lyrics. And that's because she'd rather be recognized and loved for who she is and her talent, not because of what she can do for others. And so that one really speaks to her because she's the creative, you know, musically, she's just tired of being on the bottom of someone's shoe in exchange for love. She'd rather be loved and recognized for who she is and what she can bring to the table, you know, for who she is underneath. And the last noodle is a collaboration of black and white kind of swirled together. It's a black and white noodle. And they've chosen, I'm going to say they because they're kind of stuck together. It's one noodle, but it's they, kind of like conjoined twins, I guess. And they're choosing It's a Wonderful Life because in that movie, the theme is I wish I had never been born. So we may have talked about Black Noodle as an individual noodle before, and he is an individual noodle sometimes, but he's very much tied in with the white noodle, which really they both symbolize, really, they both symbolize death to us. Death is just an ongoing force in our brain that we are constantly fighting. And there you have it. Those are the rainbow noodles and a little bit about them by telling you what their favorite movies are. So sorry that the audio did not match up with the picture. I tried to minimize how annoying that was by showing you images of the movies. If you want to go watch any of those movies, if you had never seen them before, comment below. Let me know if you enjoy any of these movies or if you end up watching them and you agree. Let me know. I'd like to know what you think about these movies. Or maybe tell me what your Alter's favorite movies are. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.